Welcome to another lesson in the creation of our school management system. And in this lesson we are going to assign macro to our print button and also do some conditional formatting to determine students who come and go, and also teachers who also come and also go. So let's just go into our Excel workbook and begin that. So let's just begin by assigning my macro to the print buttons first, for that of the fees receipt as well as the admission receipt. So to do that, let's just go to the developer tab, go to Visual Basic, and let's come to insert. Then we insert another module, so we choose module. So in this module we're going to just type these lines of code. So it's a sub, let's do it in small letters. So sub print macro, sub print macro, then just hit enter. So in between these lines of code, just type active sheets dot printout, then space preview, then semicolon is equal to true. Good. So you have this active sheets dot printout space preview semicolon is equal to true. So what we are saying is that we want the active sheet to be on the print preview mode and then be ready to be printed. So let's just save this and then go back to our buttons. So we can then close this and then let's come to the print button and then just right click and go to assign macro. So here we choose print macro and then we click on OK. So we trigger this button. Oh, sorry, there's an error in our code. Let's just figure that out. Active, it should be okay. Let's just check it well. Let's spell the active in uppercase. Active sheets. So we have active sheets dot printout. Yes, so I think now it should work. So we can stop this and then we'll run it again and see. So let's just save it and close it again. So let's run it again. Still there's an error. What could be the problem? It's equal to true. Print out. So it's a sub macro active sheets. Active. Oh, sorry, the spelling of active. It should be active. Thank you very much. So let's save it again and go and recheck. So it should be active sheets dot printout space preview is equal to true. So let's just close this. Let's stop it from running. Let's close it. Let's rerun it again. So now we have our print preview here. We can just go ahead here and then execute our printing. So that is okay. So let's just check the macro very well and then you'll be able to fix that. Now let's go to the admission receipt as well. Right click on this and assign macro to it. So we choose print macro and then okay. So we run it and we have our print preview. We can go ahead here and then execute our printing. So I think we are done with that. So let's just continue with our business. Now let's go to the students and then check on the conditional formatting we are talking about. Let's assume a student leaves school. We don't need to delete the information of the student. We just have to indicate something to show that the student is out of school, and also the student will be taken out of the Emis data. The student wouldn't be counted. It will automatically subtract the student from the counting or from the number of students in the school to show that the student is indeed out of the school, but deleting the information of the student is not done. So let's check on how to do that. So we're going to assign something we call conditional formatting to be able to determine that. But then to do that, let's just check on something. In our settings sheet, we added something in our class here, which we said not in school. So when we choose this and for that particular student and then update it, the student will not be counted in the number of students in the school again. The student will be subtracted and the row of the student will be highlighted with the preferred color that we're going to give to it. So let's just go ahead and then execute that. Now to do that, let's just confirm the text again. So we have the text as not in school. Take note of this, not in school. That is what we are going to be using. in our conditional formatting. So let's select the entire table here to the last student. Good. So let's just go back to the top. Now let's come to the home tab and then go to conditional formatting, and you move to new rule. We are going to assign a new rule for that, since the rule we are going to apply is not in the default rules in the Microsoft Excel here. So we go to use a formula to determine which cells to format. So you select this, use a formula to determine which cells to format. In here, let's type this formula. This is equal to, we are going to use, this is the cell in which not in school is going to be typed in or is going to be entered. This is the column, the class column, and you saw it in the user form. So we want to type in equal to here, then let's bring the $sign. Then after that, we're going to select the first cell here, that is C2. This cell is cell C2. When we select it, so that selection wouldn't be, so okay, let's select it. Now when we select it this way, it wouldn't be the way we want it. So let's clear it and then just type it manually. So we just type C2, that is cell C2. Then after that, just type equal to. Then what we are going to, the text is going to be a string. So you bring your inverted commas, then we have not in school type in between. So type not in school. Then you just close your inverted commas or whatever. That is not in school. So we have equal to, then $sign, then the cell name here, that is this cell. We're talking of this cell C2, then is equal to the not in school. Then we are done with that. Let's go and format and then choose our preferred color for that. Let's go to fill and choose red, but it depends upon the color you want to choose. Then we come to fonts. In red, when we have black fonts, it wouldn't appear very well, so we choose white fonts. So white here, and then we click on OK. So we say OK here. Now what is going to happen is this. Let's go to our, okay, let's just type this manually here and see what is happening. Let's type not in school here. So any student who will be on this row who isn't in school, when we just enter this, it will just highlight the whole row to be what? To determine that the student is not in school. Let me just do this, and then we are good to go with that. So let's just proceed and then check on that. Let's go to the user form and call on one of the students and declare him no more or not in school and see what happens. So we go to this and then let's search for the third student. The third student is Idris Mohammed. So let's just search. So he's in basic 9. Let's click this drop down arrow and choose not in school. Sorry, choose not in school. Now let's update it. After that, you just click on update. So you have OK here. Then let's close our. So you can see that he has been declared not in school. But then, so this is what we declare a student who isn't going to be in the school or who will leave the school. So by doing this, the student wouldn't be counted in the Emis data again. The student will be taken out automatically, but the details of the student is still intact. That is that. Let's go ahead and check in the fees payment column and also make sure the same thing happens over there. So since we have the, what they call it, the class column here as well, when we have not in school, as you see it here, already updated but still not highlighted red, we have to format it using the conditional formatting again on this page to make that take effective. So let's select everything here, so the whole table to the last student, to the last student. So we have the last student here. Good. So now let's just go back to the top and start with the conditional formatting again. Let's go to the, on the home tab, come to conditional formatting, then we come to new rule. We're going to use the same rule here. So click on use the formula to determine which cells to format. Then in here, type equal to, then the $sign as usual, bring the $sign. Then the cell reference here is also going to be C2. So we just type C2, sorry, C6 rather, C6. That will be the name of the cell, C6 here. So type C6, then type is equal to, then you bring the inverted commas, then you type not in school, then you close your inverted commas at the top. And we are done with that. Then you come to format. Then let's go to fill to choose our color, dark or deep red. Then let's go to font, change the font color to white, and we click on OK. Then we just click on OK. So you can see that the student automatically here has been set to not in school. Now if we should go back to the student details and declare another student the same way, the same is going to happen here. So let's declare the first student who is not in school and see. So let's just check. The name is what? Habib Zakari. That is the first student. So let's go to add student. So let's search for him. That's the first student, number 1. We search Habib Zakari, basic 1. So let's declare him not in school. So choose that. So let's update it. So let's click on OK. So let's close our user form. So you can see not in school. Let's go to the payment section and the same thing is going to happen there. So not in school as well. So you can control S to save. We are done with that as well. Now let's check on that of the teachers and then see what we can do over there. With the teachers, there's a lot of some little technicalities over there we need to take good care of. Let's check on the teachers details first. Okay, good. With the teachers details, we're going to use the professional qualification here as well as the designation to determine the teacher or to declare the teacher transferred or not in school or whatever. So that is a designation. What is designation? Let me just confirm it here. It's here, designation and then professional qualification. Now let's go to our settings sheet and check something out there. In our settings sheet, this is, I think, this when we select this from this to there, we have this as our professional qualification. Let's update it with an information here. So let's just click at the bottom here and just add transferred. Transferred. So we are done with that. So let's control S to save. This will be added into our drop down list. Let's go to the teachers details user form to confirm that. Teachers details. Let's check on our user form. Oh gosh, why is the teacher details user form? Okay, it should be here. So we have this. Let's check on professional qualification. So we have transferred added to our drop down list. So we are good to go. We're going to be using this to declare the teacher as transferred and whatever we want to also do. So that is that. Now let's just go ahead and then start with the conditional formatting. And then let's check on the professional qualification as the designation as well. We also have no more in school. So we're going to use this tool to determine the teachers out of the school or whatever and other stuff. So let's just close our brackets and begin the conditional formatting. So let me confirm the professional qualification again. So that we're going to use transferred in that. So let's go to with the teachers details table here. Let's just select everything here. Let's select everything here. Let me confirm very well. Okay. Let's select everything from this table. Just as we did to that of the students, to the last teacher. Bam, we are there. Let's be very careful here on how to work this out. So we are going to be using designation first. So designation, and in designation we said the text is if I can remember, no more in school, and then under professional qualification we say transferred. That is that. Let's take note of that. Let's look at the cell name of that. We have I2. So let's just go to conditional formatting and let's go to new rule here. So with the new rule, let's come to use the formula to determine which cells to format. So with that, yes, in the cell here, type equal to and then introduce your $sign, and we're going to use the designation column. So the first cell is what? Cell I2. So let's type I2 is equal to, then we just type no more in school, and it should be in inverted commas or in quotations, no more in school, no more in school. So with that, the moment we declare the teacher no more in school, okay, in here let's use the professional qualification where we shall be using the designation, it's the other side, that is the Emis data session. That is where the teacher's Emis data session, that is where we're going to be using the designation to determine that. Exactly, that is what I want. So let's just check on that. Let's clear this and leave here. Now let's use professional qualification. So with that, we are, the cell reference is what, or the cell name is what, K2. So take note of that. You're going to, that one, the term you're going to be using here is what, transferred. So don't forget. So this is equal to, then the cell name is K2. That is the first cell under professional qualification. So we just type the dollar sign, then we bring K2, then it's equal to, then quotations, then transferred. We have transferred. I don't know if that is exactly the text we have there. You just have to confirm that. So just transferred. The spellings has been corrected for us here as RRED. Should I? Okay. Then if that is the case, we can go there to correct it. Else, if it's not matching or it didn't match, it wouldn't take effect. Let's take note of that. Now let's just go to format. Let's check how the transfer is spelled here. TRANSFERRED. Don't forget ERRED. That is how the spellings is here. So let's just go to format. Then let's go to fill, deep red. Then let's come to font and choose white. So we have okay. Then we say okay here. Now don't forget of the spellings transferred. But then let's just confirm from here. It's the same thing here. It's well spelled. So let's just check on the first teacher as Yao Kofi and declare him as a transfer and see what happens there. So we have one search. Let's update the professional qualification to transferred. Update that. We click on okay. So it has been declared transferred. So let's close the form. So that is that. This is working here. But with this, Kofi will still be counted as the teacher in the school, and we don't want that. So we are going to fix that. So in that case, we are going to be clearing every information about Kofi. It means we don't need him. We are going to be doing that very soon. But then let's just go to the teachers Emis table or Emis data to check and see what is happening there. So here, Kofi is still in school because there is nothing indicating that he has been transferred. So this is where we're going to be using the same thing here, the what do you call it? The qualification here to also determine that. So to do that, let's just select everything here. So we select that. Good. After that, let us go and continue with our conditional formatting. So just like conditional formatting. Let's go to new rule. Then use the formula to determine. Then equal to. Then the cell reference here is F2. Don't forget F2. That is the cell name rather, F2. So just type the dollar sign. Then you bring it's equal to the dollar sign. Then you bring the cell name, that is F2. Then it's equal to an inverted commas or quotations. Then you just type transferred. Then you close your inverted commas. So I think we are good. Then you go to format. Then let's go to fill. We come to deep red. And let's go to fonts. We come to automatic. Then we choose white. And we click on OK. And we click on OK here. So automatically out of school. But with this, Yao Kofi is still counted because there is nothing. We use the gender to determine the counting. So with this, Yao Kofi is still counted as a what do you call it? A teacher in a school. So take note of that. But then, if we don't want the teacher to be counted, then let's clear the information of the teacher from our database. And in that case, it wouldn't appear in our Word documents as a teacher being in the school again. So let's go ahead and then execute that. So to do that, we are not going to do that here. We go to the teacher's details and then do that. We're going to create what do you call it? A button here, and then assign that button to take care of that for us. So what is going to happen here is this. We are just going to be using some little trick here. That is the using of macro to do that. So let's check on how to do that. Before we do that, here is the catch. Let's select, we're just going to play around Excel and see how it's going to work. I haven't tried it, but then trust me, it should work because I've used it in a different way and then it worked. But in this case, let's see how it goes. So let's select Kofi. Let's just click it to select the entire row. After selecting the entire row, select it this way. We have just selected it. Now let's come and click on this button. So we're going to record a macro here. So the macro name, let's give it a name like Claire. Like this, Claire. Then description is also, let's say Claire, like that. Then let's click on OK. So now the macro is recording our action. What are we going to do? The action is going to be just simple. Right click on this and choose clear content. Now let's stop the macro from recording. So we are done with that. So now let's just go to developers or developer and then view macros. So we have the clear macro here. Let's cancel this for now. Let's assign a button. So let me just undo and bring this guy back again for now. Now let's just assign a button here. So let's go to insert, go to shapes, let's come this way and then let's adjust this to get enough space for the action there. So let's just draw our button here. So let's right click and go to edit text. So let's just type clear info. Let me just adjust it a bit. So let's select the content and then format it appropriately. Let's change the font style to Times New Roman. Let's decrease the font size so that it can fit into it. Let's bold it. Let's decrease it again so that it can fit into it. Let's put it in the middle, center. Let's adjust it here to fit way. So let's format it from here. Let's check this out and then let's choose this. So we have this button, clear information of the teacher. So let's just assign the macro to this so that when we click on this, it will run the macro we have just recorded. So right click on this. Let's go to assign macro. The macro we're going to assign to it is clear. So we click on OK. Now let's try it and see. Like I said, we are just trying our luck. So how we were doing the counting is this. We are counting the teachers by using their gender. That is, if the person is a male, should be counted as 1, and a female counted as 1, and all that. You saw what we did in our previous lesson. So when we clear every information, it means this gender is also going to be cleared, and for that matter, the teacher wouldn't be counted. That is the trick. Simple as that. So let's just select what's the name? Yao Kofi. But this is the catch. With the macro action, it's irreversible. So the moment you clear, you can't undo the action. You can't just undo the action. Take note of that. So to clear the teacher's details, make sure of what you are doing. Make sure you know what you are doing before you go ahead and do that. Else, then just go ahead and use the conditional formatting. Choose designation where we said transferred and all that, and declare the teacher out of the school. But in that case, the teacher will still be counted. So what you have to go and do is to what? Maybe go and minus it by yourself automatically. Or sorry, that is manually rather. So here is the catch. So that is that. Take note of that. We would like to clear every information about him. So we select it and then just click on this. So it's cleared. He wouldn't be counted again. So if we should go to the, what's the name? The information of the, let me just check. Teachers Emis data. Teachers Emis data. Let's go there and check the counting. You can see that we are left with only one teacher and then one here. So when we save this and go back to our, let's save this and go back to our Word documents where we have used the insert merge field to transfer every information to Word, you see that that column for the first teacher is cleared. So let's save it and then go to Word and confirm that. So we can close this now. let's just go to Word. Let's check our folder. So this, let's just check teachers Emis info. Okay, so you can see every information cleared here. Every information is cleared here. I don't know what this is doing here. So that is that. So in this case, he wouldn't be counted again as whatever. So basically that is that. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial. So in our next tutorial, we're just going to go ahead and then we're just heading towards the end of our system. So in our next tutorial, we're just going to the home to assign the various hyperlinks to the various pages. Then from there we go ahead and then lock some cells and then lock some sheets just to prevent others from maybe messing up with our system. So that is that. So till our next lesson, say thank you very much for watching and bye for now.